good?
Hi.
Okay, good. Hi.
How are you?
Thank you for stopping by. I'm doing great.
Thank you very
How are
much for
you?
being here. I appreciate it. Hi, everybody.
Awesome. So, Zombie Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave.
I know earlier you mentioned that it was a long time in the making. Can you talk about that and what the process
Yeah,
was like?
I pitched this show in season two, at the end of the second.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
No, please. I'm scared. The makeup.
Pitched this at the end of the second Sharknado, and it took a couple years to get into production because I worked with the same director, and I worked on the story with the original writer from Sharknado, and because we kept picking up Sharknados, it was very challenging to get into production. Once they established that Sharknado 6 was going to be the last, then we were off to the races. So staffed up, shot it in Thailand, and we're really proud of what it is. If people like Sharknado, they're going to love this movie.
And Sharknado is known for some awesome cameos.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome cameos. Mark Cuban, Maria Menounos, all of that. So can we expect a few cameos for...
if you remember in Sharknado 1, there were no cameos.
Yeah, you're right.
So the movie has to earn that.
Okay.
So we're hoping what we do on August 17th, when people see it, there'll be a similar banter, a similar buzz, and we'll get that same request from all the celebs.
And what is it about zombies that fascinates people? What do you think it is? Sharks,
it's
zombies?
escapism. It's fun. It's something that people aren't used to. It's just they're fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they're scary, but they're not real, or are they real?
Right.
It's all about just entertainment. It's pure
And
entertainment.
escaping life for a few minutes.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to take it way back, and then bring it back again with BH 90210.
Yeah.
So I was 2 when you guys first premiered.
2 years old.
And 30 years later, why is this show so much, it's so important to everyone. And tell me about the process of it, because they say it's more of like a comeback show, but you guys play your real self, right?
Yeah. Play our real selves. It's our real personas in a scripted program. And we have gotten together to bring the show back on the air. So it's kind of like a behind the scenes. It's kind of meta in fact that we talk to our friends as ourselves, and people seem to dig it. The ratings were huge for the first airing last Wednesday.
And how has the cast been ever since throughout the years? Is it true you guys have a group text? Is it popping?
We have a group text. We are friends.
Yeah.
We've been friends for 29 years. So this is we're more like family.
Yeah, that's awesome. And fun fact, I was just on Worst Bakers in America. You were on Worst Cooks.
Oh my gosh.
So we're family now.
Yeah.
A few words about how that process was. I watched you. You're awesome.
Because it was a charity opportunity for me, and I raised some money for the Epidermolysis Bullosa Medical Research Foundation. I was very happy to do that. And I learned how to make a good pizza along the way. What could be bad?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you so
Ian.
much.
Congrats again,
Thanks so
okay?
much. I
Can we
appreciate
take a picture together?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, 1 second. How excited are you about Zombie Tidal Wave? I know it was a long time in the process, right? Talk about that.
It's always fun to get to play with new.
Ideas?
Sorry. It's say the question again. I'll get it for you. Sorry.
So the process has been a long time coming. Ian even said it's not overnight. It took a few years. So talk about that.
Well, I think what's interesting is getting to play in a new sandbox. We did 6 Sharknadoes in 5 years, and this one started to get developed by Ian about 3 years ago, and then we started talking about it, and then I came on board to help as a writer on it, and it was definitely interesting because there's a lot of ideas of what can we do, how can we make this work, and also there's a difference between doing digital sharks and doing physical zombies, and we really wanted to make sure that we had a lot of cool physical zombie stuff there, and it's that sandbox. It's like we're doing a zombie movie, and I'm a big fan of 1980s zombie films, and so when I looked at we were shooting in Thailand and the stuff that we were doing, I wanted to kind of pay homage to like the 1980s Italian zombie movies like Lucio Fulci and stuff. So it has our sensibility, that sense of fun that we bring to these movies, but it also has this sort of old school retro feel to the point where even though it's present day, if you're watching it, you're going to see like there's definitely some 80s influences. Lincoln Bevers, who's probably been here, he plays a kind of a not a very nice guy, but he's a typical 80s preppy, and so he has the pink polo shirt and the teal blue sweater, and his name is Blaine. and so it was so fun to write for him, just because it was just like creating this character that could just do the most heinous things, but he's such a nice guy and real person. You kind of go, I don't like you, but I sort of like you.
And what's the fascination about zombies that people love, like sharks and zombies? Is it escapism or what is it?
It's always escapism. With sharks, it's always escapism, and with zombies, I think the zombies are kind of a metaphor anyway. Zombies are kind of like the worst of our nature. It's like what we are in a weird way, but they just happen to eat people and have the thing. So I mean, George A. Romero, when he was making his Dead films, it was about consumerism, and I think Dawn of the Dead is one of the greatest zombie movies ever made, because even though it's about horrific zombies doing horrific things, it is also about how we consume things as Americans and stuff.
As humans.
Yeah, and then so zombie movies are always, you're able to tell really interesting stories within it, because they're us, but just rotted.
Right. And do you think you'll have any fun cameos, just like you did in Sharknado? I love the cameos.
No. The thing that we keep asking about the cameos, it's a different movie right now. I think this is a lot like the first Sharknado, where we set it off. It's grounded, and then if we're fortunate enough to move on to another movie, then I think we could start adding more ingredients. But we wanted to tell a story first. We didn't want to say, hey, this is Sharknado. We want to say this is Zombie Tidal Wave.
Completely different.
Yeah. So I mean, in a way, it's like the first Sharknado is very as ridiculous as it is. It's very grounded, and then it got progressively more cartoonish and crazy and out of the park nutty, which was great. But this one, you have to start off as a base to get people into it. You got to create characters that people love and can relate to, and your mechanism is your craziness of the zombie tidal wave, but you're still telling your story. Then whatever you want to do after that, then you've already set the base. But you want people to get into it first, and that was the fun part about it. And working with Ian is always great, because we have a shorthand. This is, in addition to 6 movies, we did a VR short, so this is technically our 8th project. Yeah, it was a VR horror short called Kill or Deal. It was in Tribeca a couple years ago. So we have the shorthand, and he knows what I need, and so I know what he knows what I need. Yeah, so it's just like we just go, okay, what if we do that? Let's do this, and it's fun that way.
That's so cool. Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Great.
And congrats on your movie.
Thank you.
Of course.
Zombie Tidal Wave on Sci-Fi, just when you thought it was safe to be dead.
Can we take a picture together?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Nona, can you take a picture? Oh, cool. I just want a quick pic. Right over here. I'm fascinated with directors. You guys can see the
delicate words. Step back. Step back.
Why would you say that?
Fernando?